Hello everyone, this is Rachel from Sweet Bee Paper Co. I am here doing a video for an open collab called Crafting with Napkins, hashtag can you say napkins? This collaboration is hosted by Susan from Susan Hiles Art, Joanne from Junk Journal Treasures, and Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. I will have all three of their channels linked below. So the prompt for today, for January 14th, will be collage with a napkin. And I really had no idea what to do for this. I usually don't. Like when I see a challenge that someone has posted or whatever, I really stare at it for a while. And sometimes it takes me so long to figure out what I want to do. But in Sherry's video, she talked about doing, I think she mentioned like you could do a masterboard, and I was like, yes, a masterboard. I am working on this journal. I just recently kind of got everything finished on the cover, all the hardware added, and I'm working on the signatures. I kind of have those done, and I thought that these prompts would be really good to make some things to include for this journal. And my napkin collection is kind of limited to Christmas, and I think I have a fall one, some from the Dollar Tree, which kind of clashed a little bit with this, which really it doesn't matter. And these I just recently got at Hobby Lobby. I was watching Stacy from Flighty Rambler, and she had some gorgeous napkins, and she had gotten hers from Marshall's. And I'm like, you know, I haven't checked our TJ Maxx in a while. I think right before Christmas or November, I looked there, and it was just a couple Christmas ones, but they finally have some napkins back in. I got a couple sets, which I will show you in my Joanne Fabrics and TJ Maxx craft supply haul. But I got a couple sets, and I thought these just look really cute with this journal. My journal is covered in cat hair already. What a surprise. But I love it's got the orange and it's got the teal. It doesn't like super match, but it kind of coordinates with it. So I want to make a masterboard collage with this on it. And then with that masterboard, I'll make some tags and maybe some pockets and some journaling cards. So I want to use quite a bit of napkin on it. So let's open these up. So these, I think these are like 5x5. Yeah. Beverage napkins. They had some really cute ones. They had some with lemons on there, which I thought about, but I didn't want to buy every single one because I did order some from AliExpress a couple weeks ago. So I have some coming from there too. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Oh, it's already coming apart. Nice. Well, that was easy. This one definitely looks like it's got another layer on it. Oh, it's already coming apart. Yes. The ones I got from Hobby Lobby were only 2-layer, but it sure looked like it had another layer to it. And I tried to see if there was, and there definitely was not another layer. This was the easiest napkin to get apart. I'm not sure how I want to collage with this on the masterboard. If we kind of want to do strips or just like kind of tear some pieces, we'll see. But first I want to get the masterboard made. I'm just going to use an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock I picked up at Michael's. This is really, it's not super thick cardstock, but I like using this. You can use anything you want for a background for a masterboard. I like using the plain cardstock because it gives it some stability already, and it's blank. I don't have to worry about kind of covering up the back if I want journaling space. And then I had just gotten these in, so I want to use one of these in the masterboard. It's these Le Petit journal from the late 30s and 40s. Definitely don't want to use the images in it because I want to save the images for something else, you know. But there's quite a bit of like over here and even some of that music. Yeah, so I want to use one of these in it. I did get these from a thrift store. I don't think I included it in a video though. So I am, oh, and I've got my box of scraps here. These are all of my smaller scraps, and I know there's some book pages and some neutral pages in here I can use. So yeah, I definitely want to keep that kind of neutral and use the napkin as like my pops of color on it. So I have a couple of videos out about kind of what I do for masterboards and when I'm doing a themed masterboard, but I thought I would also show a couple little things that I do when I'm not really, I don't really have a theme. I'm not planning anything super specific, just kind of a neutral one. This is the glue stick I use, the Scotch Create permanent glue stick. I buy these in like 3 or 4 packs from Amazon. I love this glue stick. I just used up another one and this is a brand new one. So when I'm just doing a like neutral masterboard like this, I usually kind of start from the edges and work my way in and just kind of lay things down. Don't be afraid also to, like, if you have a sheet of paper that's tore like this or uneven, don't be afraid to kind of have that hanging over the edge of your base, and you can just trim that off after. I use usually scrap paper or a old magazine to put my glue on, and I just make sure I do a nice layer of glue. Everything is covered. And with the magazine, I can go over the edges and not worry about getting glue all over my mat. So with this one, I'm going to have this, so it's got kind of straightish edges. I'm going to put that kind of on the edge here. The main thing you want to do whenever you're using a glue stick is use an old credit card or gift card and really burnish your paper down. That's what's going to make this glue stick work the best for you, is kind of burnishing it down. Don't push too hard so you're scraping off your paper. And you can do this with a napkin too, but you have to be very, very gentle, just very lightly wiping over the napkin to get it to stay down. Because I do use this collaging with napkins. I've used them on masterboards before and it looks really good because then it doesn't have a cover of glue on top of it. I use my straight ruler to help tear paper, and I get a little bit of a texture. And if you already know this, you can fast forward through this. I like to include some of these little things for beginners because not everybody knows these things, and I'm still learning things too. So I like when people kind of explain. So you get a little bit of a texture using a straight ruler. So I've seen several people use, it's a We Are Memory Keepers set of 3 rulers. It's like a tear rulers, and I'm not sure exactly what they're called. I'll see if I can pop up a picture here. But I thought about ordering those, and I looked on Amazon for a long time, and they were just so expensive for these 3 rulers, and I really only wanted to use one edge. So I saw Barbara from 49 Dragonflies do this. She took a ruler, and she actually took hers outside and was like rubbing it on metal, like a railway or handrail, and kind of rubbing it on that, and these are very like inexpensive acrylic rulers, so it broke it down. My husband had a file kit, and I used those on this. So it'll give me a little bit of a textured edge, which kind of looks neat on a masterboard too. With these, I kind of have to go a little bit slower and do little parts at a time, but it gives even more of an effect on there. So if you were thinking about getting those tearing rulers, maybe try making your own first to see how you like it. And then you can make these dips as big as you want or how little as you want. And then you get that nice teared edge on those. And then with my glue magazine, I lay everything down. You know, the next one, because this is wet here, I'll glue this. When I've used this page, I will just turn to the next page. Oh, that's pretty. I'll just turn to the next page and keep going. And I can't remember who I saw show that. I thought it was such a good idea. So you're protecting your surface from all that glue. Okay, now I'm going to get going with it. But I will also link my video on how I did the theme masterboard, because I think I talk a little bit more about some of this stuff in that video. Okay, I've got everything glued down on my masterboard. I love it. I ended up including a little bit of a picture on it too. I think it looks pretty nice. So now let's get our napkin put on there. And I'm still not really sure what I want to do. I don't really want to just do it all over it, because then we're covering that up. Let's just start tearing. Okay, there we go. Maybe we'll use... So I think I'm even going to use even smaller pieces. I like that. I'm going to set this magazine underneath. Probably too much. It's okay. Okay, so at this point I can use my fingers to kind of push down, or the card, and just be very gentle. And then after it dries, if there's any pieces like this that didn't get the glue, you can go ahead and tear it off. But I like to wait till it dries, because then it's not pulling up too much. But if I see like big sides that didn't get enough glue, I'll just add the glue to it. That looks so pretty. So I'm just going to kind of tear this into some little pieces and glue it on here. So there it is, all done. I love it. Isn't it gorgeous? I love this napkin so much. So I'm going to let it dry for a while, probably a couple hours, and then we'll cut it up into some smaller pieces. Okay, so I ended up adding some dot stamp to it, some script background stamp, and I used walnut stain, and I used a really light blue that you really couldn't see even before everything else. So I only did that a little bit, and then I switched to the walnut stain, which I thought looked really nice. And then I did some gold dots with my Fine Tech watercolors, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I love it. I loved adding the dots and the script to it. It just kind of, because I knew I really wasn't going to decorate whatever else I made with this. Like the tags were going to be just like that, and I really thought it needed something else to it. So yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, I know I wanted to do some tags and some pockets, but I'm not quite sure on pocket size yet. So let's get some tags cut out first. And I know I want to use this side I think I want to do 2 1/4 for tags. Okay, cut this in half. Then we'll trim off the tops here in a second. So let's do a couple wider ones. Let's do, so if we do 3 inches, that gives us this left. Okay, so this is what we've got left. I've got my signatures cut, but how do we want to do this? Oh, this will, okay. So I'm going to do about 5 inches. And then this is 6, so we'll cut those at 3. And then this last piece, I think I'm going to leave as is and have that just be either a bigger journaling card, or maybe if I want to cut it down a little smaller, like if we wanted to do smaller tags, we could. So let me write pocket on these so I don't forget. So I need a tag. So let's get the corners cut. I'm just using another tag I have for a guide, because the last time when I tried to do one without it, I just felt like I kept cutting more and more off. And then for now, I don't think I'm going to do toppers to them yet. I want to kind of wait to see what like page they're going to be on before I do it. And then when I go to use the pockets in the journal, I'll cut a notch out of the tops of those too. I'll probably ink them up. So there we go. There is our Masterboard. There is our napkin that we collaged on the Masterboard, I should say. I love it. Can't wait to get these signatures sewn in that journal and get to decorating it. I'm so excited because it's so pretty. But if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.